It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Here's the snap from Andrews. Mills fakes the give, throws right side. Caught! Touchdown, Christian Kirk! The Texans score! They tie it up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
Kick is going to go to Davis, who fields it at the 2, out to the 10, 15, coming up the middle, 25, bounces off a tackle, spins, and he's out to the 40, cuts it back 50, he's going to go the distance! Happy birthday, Ray Davis! All the way for a flip into the end zone for a touchdown!
Higgins motions to the left. Mills with Woody Marks to his right in the gun. Second and goal at the 8. Here's the snap from Andrews. Davis looking. Davis passing to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Houston!
The Houston Texans. Playoff hopes flickering. Big win. They beat the Buffalo Bills 23-19. And PK, that defense is really good, and they had an awesome night.
The best.
Bills got a special teams touchdown and still only scored 19 points.
The worst.
Reminds me of the baseball player who starts out hitting 450, and he's a 280 hitter. Like, well, he's going to have to hit 120 for a month and come back to earth. Josh Allen's obviously really good and headed to the Hall of Fame and all that, but last week, 3 touchdown passes, 3 touchdown runs, off the charts. Yep, coming back to earth here with 0 touchdown passes and 0 touchdown runs.
Yeah, you just described the career of Ed Kranepool to a T.
Ed Kranepool. Old school.
He had that hot summer once, and next year, man, he couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag. Yeah. Eddie Kranepool.
Couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat.
Number 7 for the New York Mets, my childhood.
Right in the middle of NFL, what is trending? Ed Kranepool.
Well, you brought up the baseball.
I did.
Don't blame me.
I thought of you. Looking at that box score after the game, like, what happened to Josh Allen? I'm like, well, look what he did last week. Look what he did this week.
Eddie Kranepool.
Actually makes
But he was great in the
sense.
locker room, Ed Kranepool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Intriguing games this week. The Steelers 1 game in front of the Ravens with 7 to go. They're at the Bears. The Bears have made a habit of losing to good teams. Ravens, Lions, Vikings. Vikings are mediocre. And they have been thumping the bad teams. They actually split with the Vikings this year. Taking the Raiders and the Cowboys and all that. Now, what do you consider the Steelers? They good, mediocre, bad? Are the Bears going to be able to handle them? Bears look like a well-coached team, largely beating who they're supposed to beat, and in their losses, you're not that surprised.
Well, is Aaron Rodgers healthy? Can he move around, do his thing? I like their chances, but the Bears have been a pleasant surprise, man.
Yep.
Sort of been rooting for them since everybody's been down on Williams. I like to go the other way. If I had to put money on it, not line, because I don't even know what the line is.
Yeah.
But,
no, just who wins, straight up.
I probably would go Chicago.
There are a few other intriguing games this week. The Chiefs are 5-5, and the Texans putting the pressure on them. It's basically 10 teams for 7 playoff berths in the AFC, and the Chiefs and Texans on the outside looking in. The Colts are 8-2 visiting Kansas City this week.
Watching the game last night, and they put up the screen of all the playoff contenders, the leaders.
Right. Yep.
And then at the bottom, like, basically still have a chance, and the Chiefs are there. It's like, whoa, man. You knew it was going to happen at some point, but I didn't expect it this year.
I thought they'd be a wild card this year. I didn't think they were going to win the division 9 in a row, and obviously 3 teams in the playoffs and 2 teams that looked like they should either be as good as they were last year or better, and really leaning towards better for both the Chargers and Broncos. I thought the Chiefs would be in trouble in the division, but, man, I didn't see 5-5 after 10 games. And obviously they got the tougher schedule and all that stuff, and now here's a team that you, at the start of the season, you thought, well, this will be a breather for the Chiefs, and instead it's an 8-2 team coming in.
A breather?
The Colts haven't been very good lately, PK. The Colts at home in previous years.
I don't think I've ever heard that. A breather?
Yeah, never heard that.
No,
Really?
Breather.
Yeah, that's old school.
Cakewalk, maybe, but a breather?
6-4 Bucks at the 8-2 Rams. There's the primetime Sunday night game. The Rams are flying. It doesn't seem like they can do anything wrong at this point.
I
Take
hope
the
they don't
Rams.
crash. No, I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Bucks on the road, huh?
Yeah.
We're looking for locks of the week later. There's 3 games with double-figure point spreads. Seattle is at Tennessee, favored by 13.5. The Jets are going to Baltimore. The Ravens are favored by 13.5. And Detroit, 10-point favorites over the Giants at home. So you may not be able to. I've used some of those. I can't pick Detroit. I think I already used them. Yak's got the list. He'll keep me from doubling up. Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll do that coming up later this morning. When are we going to do that, Yak?
Always do it at 8:45.
8:45? There it is.
Every week.
Okay.
But in the same time.
Well, I was already forgetting. I was like, do we do that at 7:45?
We're 11 weeks deep, and we've been doing that.
Yep. Well, there you go. Hey, I introduced Riley yesterday when he'd been a guest the day before.
You teased him.
I don't necessarily. Yeah, you're right. I teased it. I don't necessarily know what day or time it is.
No. You're so busy. I mean, all the things you got going in your life. We understand. We're here for you. Don't you worry about it.
Thank you. DJ and PK.
Jeez.
Hashtag Utah.
Senior Day, so we get to recognize our seniors. It's a good kickoff time, 2 o'clock. We like that. A little bit of a roll here. We got some momentum going into this game, and got to try to hang on to that. All starts with a great week of preparation. It starts today with that. Pretty good health. We'll find out as the week goes on with some guys that might be a little questionable, but for where we are in the big picture, health-wise, got no complaints this time of the year.
There's Kyle Whittingham. Big picture, no complaints this time of year, PK. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? They've been injury-riddled in the past, and you really don't want to hear coaches and injuries as a crutch leading up to a game.
He's in a good mood, man. We've had some communication, and, he just likes where the program's at. Everything is trending up. Today is his birthday. He's 66. He feels no different than when he was 45. The program's in a really good spot. It seems going into it, how much do you want to win by, not are you going to win? And that's a good spot, man. You don't take that for granted at all.
This team is flying right now, coming off wins of 27 points, 31 points, 46 points, and doing it the way he loves. Good defense, awesome running game, blowout victories. This is his dream. Does he get another one? Kansas State, 2 o'clock tomorrow, ESPN2. DJ and PK.
Hashtag BYU.
First of all, they're a good team. That's the big challenge right there. Is just we're playing as a good team. They have good players, good schemes. They're well coached. And secondly, we're on the road, which we didn't handle our last road game very well. Didn't handle crowd noise very well. So we've got to do better with that. And then it's a long trip. We've done it before, and we've won games on the road in the past. But it's a huge challenge for sure. This is a team that is very good.
Aaron Roderick talking about the Cincinnati Bearcats, 9-1 BYU. 2 wins away from the Big 12 title game. And it's really clear on paper which one is a real test and which one ought to be a celebration. And this is the test.
Are you talking the 2 games?
Yeah, of these 2 games to get to the Big 12 title game.
Yeah, it's pretty much all on the line for the Cougs. You don't want to go too crazy and act like it's the biggest thing ever, but relative to you getting to the final game there in Dallas or for Arlington, you don't have to win, but you're then playing the Fates, and probably the Fates are going to go against you. So just win this ball game, seal the fate, turn back all these other would-be hopefuls. Now, a lot of these would-be hopefuls, like the Utes, have had very good seasons, so it's not like they should be bitterly disappointed. But you can do all that by winning the game, and when you factor in all this external stuff, plus the quality of the team on the road, blah, 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 it's a tough assignment. I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
We've heard a lot of coaches for a lot of teams over a lot of years talk and say nice things about teams, right? Oh, they're well coached. And sometimes they're just totally blowing smoke. But the network executives at Fox picked this game to play in prime time at 6 o'clock. They take everything A-Rod just said very seriously. They think they've got themselves a good game, and they plugged it in there. It's over the air. You don't have to pay for some cable or streaming service.
It's relative, because if there are other games that you have no control over, and this week tends to be a down week in the schedule. So
yeah, but Fox doesn't have any SEC games, and they're the ones who do the most of the down a week.
Right, but it's relative to what else is out there. So, I mean, I know TV is your thing. I get it, but if it would have been Texas Tech at Utah, they would have that.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah State.
Utah State, 5-5. Bowl eligibility hanging in the balance. They're 3-3 in conference. They are 0 for the season on the road. They are at Fresno State tomorrow night at 8:30. CBS Sports Network. Coverage of the game starts at 7:30. Al Lewis filling in for Scotty G because Scotty G is with the Aggie basketball team. Al Lewis, Kevin White on the call. This is a massive game for Fresno State team that's having a pretty good season in its own right, PK.
Al Lewis, that's the lead story?
Yeah, well, it was right there. Big Grandpa Al. I'm hoping he screams about the referees because I love that about him.
Yeah, I mean, he was a long-time announcer for them, so It's fun to see him back doing something that I'm sure he loves. But, yeah, this is a huge game. You don't want to go in the last game against Boise. Boise's had a down season, but they still have the mystique of Boise in the Mountain West. But Fresno's pretty good, too. And that's a tough place to play. As I said earlier in the week that I covered BYU up there one year, and they got beat. Cougs got beat by the Bulldogs. So get away from last week as much as you can, because that ought to still bug you every time you think about it. And if you don't get bowl eligible, then that'll bug you all the way till next year. And if you're a senior and you're done, that'll bug you the rest of your life.
Fresno State is in a 5-way tie for second place in the Mountain West, trying to get into that conference title game. So they are fully motivated for this one.
Yeah.
DJ PK.
Hashtag college football.
All right, other big games around the country. A couple to watch that'll impact the playoff race. USC, number 15. Oregon, number 7. 1:30 on CBS. A massive game in the Big Ten. They're both two-loss teams. And certainly all the teams that are right outside the top 10, the one in the playoff, want USC to beat Oregon. But if you're sitting there at 11 like BYU, 12 like Utah, 13, 14, if SC goes into Oregon, PK, and wins this thing by 20 points, I don't think that's going to happen. But if they do, how high does SC fly up? And do they fly past everybody and just replace Oregon up there? They get some awesome marquee-looking win. And, you had the quote we were talking about earlier this week where the chairman comes out and says, well, they didn't look good, talking about BYU at Texas Tech. Is he going to come out and say, well, USC looked great?
I don't think they would this week, but it doesn't need to happen this week. I take your point very seriously and do believe that there's a decent chance. But my guess would be SC then would have to obviously beat their rival the following week, next week, which they should. And at that point, so they'll move up, but not all the way. But then next week, do that and go from that position there. And I don't see Ohio State or Indiana losing, so I assume they would play each other in the final. But if something should happen, maybe SC gets another data point opportunity.
Yeah. Number 22, Missouri at number 8, Oklahoma. That's a 10 a.m. game on ABC, and that is another big game. Missouri, this would be Missouri's best win of the year if they go to Oklahoma and win. Missouri's had a pretty good season, but not a great season. Oklahoma, will they have a letdown? Will they have a bunch of turnovers? Will they mess this up? You would think at home they would take care of business. Missouri's 3 conference wins are all against the bottom half of the league. This would be far and away their best SEC win.
The one thing that could keep SC out of it is the game where you died on the hill, and you guaranteed us
Illinois.
that SC would win. Remember that, Yuck?
I do. I remember it. I don't care if Yuck does.
I do.
Yeah.
Friggin' Illinois.
And you just shouted from the rooftops.
Well, no, more the mountaintops. Although there's really no mountains in southern Illinois. It's kind of flat. Yeah, and SC went out there and started the game in an enormous hole and couldn't get a stop.
You guaranteed it, and that's because losing to Notre Dame, at Notre Dame, well, whoop-de-doo. That's not going to keep you out.
No, the bad loss is clearly Illinois, who is 7-3.
And I tried to tell you.
Yeah, I didn't want to listen to you. Look at you. I don't want to listen to you.
It's been the story of my life.
I know, right? Sometimes I listen to you, but chose not to then. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Yeah, it's a tough league, tough turnaround, fighting like the guys did in that double overtime game. And then, having to play a Lakers team that's playing really well, it's part of the grind. But, it's fine to just go through it, the way we are and learn from it. And, we'll have our antennas up next time.
It's Kyle Anderson on This Team Learning, one of the veteran voices. Utah Jazz are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tonight, 8 o'clock at the Delta Center. Coverage starts at 7. It's a doubleheader at the Delta Center today, PK, with BYU playing there at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, day-night.
Day-night, yeah, it's a day-night doubleheader. Exactly. Day-night doubleheader. And the Jazz at 8. Pre-game with Jake Scott, Tim Lacombe, 7 o'clock tonight. The Thunder, admittedly, they've had a soft schedule out at the start of the season here, but nonetheless, 15-1 is impressive.
I can remember when I was a kid, my father said, hey, I got tickets to the Mets.
Another Ed Kranepool story?
Since you said day-night doubleheader.
Okay.
And he said, and they're going to play 2 games.
Uh-huh.
So I said, hold on. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at Shea Stadium for like 7-8 hours. Because it wasn't the day-night.
It wasn't day-night in those days, I remember.
I don't remember. Half hour, 45 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, take me now.
Now. I do. I'm with you, man. I remember the first time I went to a doubleheader, it was the exact same thing. 7 hours? What are you in between? He says, we'll get something to eat.
Yeah.
We'll get a hamburger, hot dog. We'll get a soda. I'm like, hamburger, hot dog, soda, 7 hours of baseball. Sweet.
I didn't think of food, but I thought just being at the ballpark, man, and to be at Shea Stadium, which is no more, obviously. It's a parking lot right next door is the field. I've been to that. But, yeah, that was just awesome. And going to have that to an extent at the Delta Center. The ushers and all will get over there early. And, yeah, the Cougs will. I don't know if we're getting to that, but.
We will.
Yeah. Oklahoma City. Wow. And they've got a possibility of getting a couple of draft picks this year. Are they just going to just dominate? Are they going to do what the Celtics did in the 60s?
We've seen so many teams pulled apart by money. I assume they'll be eventually pulled apart by money. I wouldn't expect what the Celtics did in the 60s, but
okay, the Lakers.
Maybe what the Warriors did in the last.
Maybe
what the Warriors did in the last decade, or the Lakers did 20 years ago. Can they do that?
6 in a row, essentially, when MJ had played the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. Keeping a team together over 8 years when everybody has to get paid.
Well, 6 years, not 8.
Well, it was. Yeah, they won 6 out of 8.
Right, but I mean, not this team doesn't need to be together 6 out of 8.
This team might pull off 6 in a row. Yeah, I would bet against that.
6 out of 7.
But I would
like
say what the Warriors did.
I don't know. If they hit on these draft picks, then they replace them. It's like the Celtics wanted to do with Len Bias.
I know, and it didn't work.
And then Reggie Lewis, both those young men died, unfortunately. Yeah. Right, but they went through some tough times, and that's part of Patino. And I don't know if maybe it was too soon for him, but. I
don't know about
they didn't have that opportunity, but that was the plan.
It was.
And then they died.
Yep. Major setbacks.
Yeah.
To their, not rebuilding, but they were just reloading.
Right.
Especially Bias. I mean, Bird was still, they got him right when they just won their 3rd title. You can totally see how that would have
So these guys got these picks, so I wouldn't just talk about the boys on the team right now. I'm talking about who they get going forward. I mean, they put themselves in a great position, so I'm not going to hold the management, think that the management couldn't do it. We'll see.
Jazz and the Thunder tonight at 8 o'clock, and the Jazz turn around and play the Lakers Sunday at 6. Playing some of the better teams here. The losses might start stacking up. You would expect that. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Rollins with it on the near wing. Gets it to Kuzma. With 19 seconds left, Kuzma nearly lost it. Out it comes to Turner. His 3-ball. It falls. Miles Turner, the go-ahead 3 with 14.8 seconds to go.
Bain the rebound. He gives it to Jalen. He'll raise up a 3. That's up and good. What a start for Jalen Suggs to the second half, and he's just picking up where he left off.
Grimes on a drive by one man to the corner, BJ. 12 to shoot for the Sixers. Back out top, Justin Edwards. Down the lane he goes to Maxey. Corner 3 in the air. It's good. Maxey puts it in. 46 points for Maxey.
Highlights from around the NBA. Maxey had just an awesome game for Philadelphia. They beat Milwaukee 123-114 in overtime. Seen a few 50-point games right out of the gate here. If you guys just absolutely going off, PK, and Tyrese Maxey ended up with 54 points on 18 of 30 shooting. Wow. 12 of 14 at the line, 6 of 15 from the arc.
I didn't pay a lick of attention to the NBA last night. This is all news to me.
The Spurs didn't have their young guns. It didn't matter. No Harper, no Castle, no Wembayama, and they win again.
Who'd they play?
They beat Atlanta, 135-126 at home, and the Spurs improved to 11-4. And because it's the NBA, we have to have injury news today. Checking the bottom of the standings, the Sacramento Kings, Domantas Sabonis out 3 to 4 weeks with a meniscus tear. So expect the Kings to join that group at the bottom of the league.
They're already there.
They're pretty close, yeah. They're not a one-win team, but they're not far away. Dallas Mavericks guard Dante Exum, former Jazzman, will undergo season-ending surgery after not suiting up this season. So,
I thought you were talking about next year.
I may shortly. Lakers fired Joey and Jesse Buss from their front office and scouting positions as they let go of nearly their entire scouting department. Jeannie Buss, the last Buss standing after the team was sold.
Well, I guess they threw them under the bus. It sucks for them, but doesn't that seem? Yeah, go scout.
Yeah,
just get away, get out,
Yeah.
Go be a scout.
Yep.
So what did they really lose as far as the organization?
The Hornets, another team at the bottom. LaMelo Ball reportedly wants to be traded after he was benched recently. The team's reportedly willing to talk about a potential deal, but they're in no hurry to jettison him. The Hornets. Yeah, there you go. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Utah loses for the first time this year. Cal Poly, a Big West team, comes in 92-85. Utes led for a couple minutes early. Cal Poly went on a run, took the lead, and Utah 50 points in the first half, not defending, out-rebounded by 10, not rebounding, and so they end up losing to the Mustangs.
And I was surprised to hear that was Alex's first loss as a player or coach. He was 65-0 in the Huntsman Center.
Yep.
I was there for many of them, not all of them as a player. The Tribune thought they needed to take me off because there was some excellent guy they had to get on the Jazz, or the Jazz beat was just going to go away. So I'm the one who got dumped, which was the Final Four, but fortunately that may cover the Final Four. But to think that he had been 65-0 in that building, obviously it was going to end at some point this year once he became a coach, because they're in full rebuilding mode.
Today, Utah State and Tulane, 11 a.m. Scotty G on the call from Charleston, South Carolina. Coverage on 1280 The Zone. The shows will continue over on the FM. Scotty's on at 10:30. The game tips at 11. And BYU and Wisconsin at the Delta Center at 2 p.m. Another marquee game for the Cougars, PK.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
The game is a good teacher right now. I think that game is an example for our group. I think we have a good leadership in that group. We have good guys with experience, guys who've been through stuff. So that will be a good discussion we need to have together. And that group showed when they want to fix things, they put their mind at it. They do it. So that's something that's really important, and we need to take that seriously.
Another loss. Vegas taking control of the game after scoreless first period. They went up 3-1. Eichel scores twice. Vegas wins 4-1. It's a rare game where they really didn't have much of a chance.
Yeah.
Third period, Vegas was just in control. They got the fourth goal really early, and that was it.
Yeah, I gave up in the third.
4 straight losses, 9 of the last 11. The only team they've beaten in the month of November is Buffalo, and they got the Sabres twice. So the Mammoth will try again Saturday. The New York Rangers will be in town Saturday night. You can check that out. You'll listen to that game 7 o'clock here on The Zone, 6 o'clock for the pregame hockey night in Utah. That's what is trending, brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. All right, coming up this morning, a lot on tap. David Locke is going to join us to talk Utah Jazz at 8:30. Pablo Mastroeni will taunt you from Arizona, I've been told, PK. Gear up for that.
I'll be down there soon.
Hans Olsen, 9:30 to talk BYU football. DJ and PK, the question of the day. Hot takes or toast? Coming up next.